Gateway High School Comcast Channel 43 Cablevision presents today's Colonial Conference baseball matchup between the Gators of Gateway and the Green Wave of Audubon. Hello everybody, I'm Marc Narducci of the Philadelphia Inquirer with Shawn Leary of the Gloucester County Times, but you don't need two journalists to tell you this is a pretty big game today in the Colonial Conference. Gateway comes in at 16-1 overall, 13-0 in the Colonial. Audubon, meanwhile, 14-4 overall, 10-1 in the Colonial. Shawn, these were the teams in the preseason people thought would be here, and it's gone according to script so far.
Yeah, both of them combined with only 5 losses between them. Both of them very fundamental, good teams, good pitching, can hit the ball. They do everything right, and they're well coached, Mark.
There's no doubt about it. Rob Christ, of course, led Gateway last year to the Colonial Conference title, the first in school history, and the South Jersey Group 2 championship. Meanwhile, Richie Horan has guided Audubon to 4 state championships. Now, when we talk about the pitching matchup, it's a big game, so it's no surprise we're going to see the big left-hander, Josh Schwartz, for Gateway.
Yeah, Josh Schwartz has been outstanding for Gateway this year. Throws a very good fastball, mixes in a curve, slider, and a changeup. Also sets the table on offense as the leadoff hitter, and he's going to be opposed by Andrew No of Audubon.
And Andrew No, of course, is a guy who's 4-1 on the season and has had to assume the top role on this pitching staff because Al Braun, one of the aces, has an elbow injury. We'll see Braun today as a designated hitter. Now, Shawn, both of these teams have had a lot of games that have not been close. This one's expected to be tight, so how do you think they'll react with this?
Well, I think it's going to be the team who pitches the best. When you got Schwartz and No going on the mound, it's who's going to get their location, who's going to get the ball over the plate, not hurt themselves. In a game this close, it's going to come down the mistakes. Who makes the errors is going to determine this game.
Well, of course, these two teams will meet later in the season, but they're not worried about that one. They're worried about this one. It's Audubon Gateway. We'll be back for the first pitch right after this timeout. And welcome back. Marc Narducci along with Shawn Leary on Comcast Cablevision, Channel 43, for what we think is going to be an outstanding game between Gateway and Audubon. First, let's look, as you see, Josh Schwartz, today's starting pitcher, at today's lineups. For Audubon, leading off and playing shortstop, it's Brian Jakubowski. Batting second and playing center field, Ryan Flynn. The left fielder hitting third is Jason Allen. Hitting cleanup and pitching is Andrew No. Batting fifth as a designated hitter is Al Braun. Hitting sixth and playing first base, Nate Schill. Batting seventh, playing right field, Mike Kelly. Hitting eighth and catching is Steve Ireland. And batting ninth and playing second base is Ryan Gilmore. As you're looking along your lineups there. Defensively for Gateway, it'll be, as we said, Schwartz on the mound, Justin Sims behind the plate, Pete Smith will be at first, Rob Hood at second, Scott Long the shortstop, and Sam Dunn playing third base. In left field, it's Luke Miller. Matt Bush is your center fielder, and Brian Bouillon is playing right field. And Shawn, Josh Schwartz has put together some pretty impressive stats this season.
Yeah, he sure has. He comes into this game 7-0 with a 1.33 ERA, 3 complete games, 42 innings pitched, 73 strikeouts. So he has the arm to throw the fastball by some hitters. That's what he's going to look to today against a tough Audubon lineup.
Well, what I noticed about him, I saw him earlier in the year when he pitched a 2-hitter and he struck out 14 in a 9-0 win against Haddon Township. His ball seems to be moving so much better this year, Shawn. The curveball really breaking, and the only other thing is, though, last couple times he's been hit around a little bit.
Sure has.
West Deptford, they beat West Deptford on Monday 11-8, and he pitched 5 innings in that game.
Yeah, that's one thing that Coach Rob Christ wants to see a little bit better from him is his location. As you say, he does throw the fastball, and it'll move a little bit.
And Brian Jakubowski leads off by getting hit by a pitch. Jakubowski, the junior shortstop for Audubon. By the way, Audubon, a team that in the past has really like to make things happen on the base paths, has stolen just 21 bases as a team this season.
Yeah, and that's extremely low for their team, as opposed to Gateway on the other side, who has 89 stolen bases. Two different styles this year. What Audubon wants to do a little bit more is hit and run, timely stolen bases. They have the good hitting club, so they try to generate runs with their bats and not the speed.
Here's Ryan Flynn stepping to the plate, hitting .331, and they pitch out. Flynn, .339 on the season. 5 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 13 RBIs.
Oh, just a little outside there.
Takes that outside for ball 2. Our umpires today, one of the veterans in South Jersey. Behind the plate is Jerry Lacknick, and Alan Zeidler is on the bases. You have to think that they'll make Schwartz throw a strike. And he misses there, the count 3-0.
So far, the control has struggled for Josh Schwartz.
Of course, go ahead, I'm sorry, Shawn.
That's okay. One thing here, as far as for looking at any balls getting away with his control problems, is this backstop. There isn't a whole lot of room back here.
And he gets that for a called strike. So 3-1 to count as Ryan Flynn was looking all the way at that.
He'll probably be let loose on this. Ryan Flynn, guy who makes a lot of contact, doesn't strike out that much.
12 strikeouts on the season for Flynn, the Audubon junior. Hit a very tough pitch, a tailing away that time. Counts now full, 3-2. Of course, Audubon had an interesting start. It lost its first conference game this season to Haddon Heights by an 8-3 score and has not lost in the Colonial since.
Yeah, this is a good team in the Colonial Conference. A Haddon Heights team who came back with 8 starters. And sometimes when you have a club that's a little bit younger, it's going to take them a little bit longer to gel as a team. Haddon Heights with 8 players came off to a strong start.
Ground ball by second base. That's going to be in for a base hit. Runners will hold at second. That's Jakubowski at second. Ryan Flynn at first. The Green Wave have their first 2 on here in the first inning.
Yeah, that was a fastball on the outside corner. Flynn doing a really nice job to get his bat on the ball and poke it through the right side. There you see this, the pressure that they have running the base pads. You would assume that on a ball hit to the right field, Audubon's going to be able to make runners go to the corners on that play, but there they respect the outfielder's arm.
Brian Bouillon out there in right field. So now that'll bring up the dangerous Jason Allen as he takes that pitch low for ball 1. Nice stop by Sims behind the plate, and Allen has been a real offensive terror for this team. 426, a homer, 22 RBIs, and he's a guy that has played a lot of positions for this team. He actually started out the year as Audubon's catcher. He's played first base. Today he's in left field. Allen had a big tournament when Audubon went to South Carolina, and he got a nice cut there. 1-1 to count to Jason Allen.
Allen had a big week in the first week. He had 9 RBIs against Paul VI. Said 11 RBIs total that in the Ralph Shaw tournament. Extremely good tournament for him.
Yeah, as a Paul VI grad, I didn't appreciate that effort by Allen. Schwartz took something off that, got a called strike too, so now he's ahead of the count. 1-2 to Jason Allen. Brian Jakubowski at second, Ryan Flynn at first. Audubon threatening here in the top of the first inning.
He had a nice job by Schwartz to take a little something off that. That's one of the first changeups that we've seen from him, something he's worked on through the offseason.
Allen does not chase that ball. You see how much movement it has on there, Shawn, and it was very tempting, even though that was out of the strike zone. They appealed it. Alan Zeidler on the bases says no strikes, so the count's even at 2-2.
Yeah, nice job by Allen to lay off that pitch. It looks like he wanted it. Schwartz trying to keep him off balance so far with a couple of fastballs, a changeup, and a curve, trying to mix it up against this tough Audubon hitter.
That deuce that goes away from the left-handed hitter is just deadly. Josh Schwartz, of course, will be headed to the University of Maryland on a partial baseball scholarship. He's been looked at by a pro scout or two as well. And he does chase it. The batter is out because first base was occupied, but the runners do advance on the wild pitch.
Yeah, and that was just a nasty pitch by Josh Schwartz to get out. And a nice job coming back after runners at first and second, getting a tough hitter and Allen to strike out and give him the first out of the inning. Let's see if he settles down after this.
But the runners do advance now, and that'll bring up Andrew No, the pitcher. I think Andrew No's one of the best juniors in South Jersey, Shawn. 382, 4 homers, 21 RBIs. And what's amazing about him, during the basketball season, he had to get his appendix removed. They burst.
Yeah.
And he's
What a story that was.
He's really come back strong, and people couldn't be happier for him. Very, very happier for him. Very hard worker. Takes that first pitch for a ball. But what do you think? As dangerous as he is, you have first base open. You think Schwartz will be?
I think they'll be a little tentative with the power that he has. 6'5", 240. This kid's got some pop in his bat. Be very surprised if he gets the groove one with a fastball down the middle of the plate.
That one bounces away, but not very much room in the backstop, and Sims was able to get to it. That takes a little less pressure off the catchers.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, this year we've seen a variety of different backstops, and there it saves a run for Gateway. You know, at Delsea High School, what we've seen earlier in the year, they have a huge backstop, a lot of room back there. Basically, if the ball gets by, the runner's going to score.
I think one of the biggest areas I've seen in South Jersey is Eastern. It seems like it's a quarter mile between the catcher and the end of the backstop. Now again, we have first base open, so you wonder if Schwartz is going to give No anything good to hit.
Yeah, there you could park the team bus, Mark, if you want to, right behind that backstop at Eastern. There's a lot of room back there.
You could parallel park it. He does not offer no, and again, they asked for the appeal, and Alan Zeidler on the bases said no. Pretty good discipline by Andrew No. The count goes to 3-0.
Yeah, nice job by No on that to lay off that pitch. And that's something that Schwartz needs. I mean, he's a guy that hits locations. He throws in the low to mid 80s. Not a very overpowering pitcher. He doesn't throw like we've seen some other pitchers in South Jersey, mid to upper 80s.
Oh, go ahead.
And he misses on 4 pitches, so Andrew No has a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
And you almost wonder, you know, if they can't decided on let's pitch around this guy. We have Al Braun coming that'll play with bases full. You can go to any base. They'll probably just try to go after Al Braun here and see if they can get him to ground.
Dominic Cole, excuse me, Shawn. Dominic Cole will be the courtesy runner at first base for Andrew No. And that will bring up, there's a look at Cole coming in. So the bases are jammed for Al Braun, who's batting .388, 2 homers, 21 RBIs. As we said, he's had the elbow injury, so he's really been limited to being a DH for this team. Schwartz, not pitching out of the stretch, gets called strike 1.
And not to mention not only the elbow injury, he's been nursing a hamstring injury, Mark, so he's been a little banged up lately, coming back this last week from that hamstring injury, and something he's had to work with the last couple of games.
Braun began his career at Gloucester Catholic, and he takes a cold strike too, so quickly Schwartz gets ahead 0-2. He started at Gloucester Catholic. He was there for 2.5 years, and then he went during the middle of the season last year to Audubon. He moved, so he was eligible immediately, really helped the Green Wave. Played a lot of positions for them, third base, left field. So Schwartz ahead in the count 0-2. Outside, ball 1.
Looked like Schwartz was coming back the same pitch, trying to get that top outside corner for a strike. Going for the strikeout here with the bases juiced and still only 1 out.
Josh Schwartz coming into the game had walked 24 in 42 innings. He has 1 walk here today. Outside, 2-2.
That's one thing Rob Christ has really wanted to see a little bit more from his pitcher. Number 1 pitcher is his control. As you said, 24 walks in 42 innings. For the average pitcher, that's not too bad. For what Rob Christ wants to see out of Josh Schwartz, he wants to see his strikeout-walk ratio even get a little bit better because he has that type of potential.
Well, the one thing, Shawn, that's happening is he's throwing a lot of pitches in this first inning, and you know Audubon wanted to see that happen. And he gets him, strike 3, as Braun could not catch up to that outside fastball. 2nd out now, bases still loaded. And that'll leave it up to Nate Schill.
Even if you're brawn on that, you got to tip your hat to Josh Schwartz. He just reared back and threw that one right by him. Nice pitch by Schwartz.
2 outs.
And second strikeout of the inning. If the name Schill sounds familiar, well, it is. His brother Vaughn Schill was the consensus South Jersey Player of the Year in 1996 as he fouls that off. And Vaughn had a fine career at Duke University, a 4th-round draft choice of the Seattle Mariners, and he recently actually retired at the age of 22 after less than a full year in professional baseball. So he's going to rely on that Duke education.
That's not a bad education to have.
Absolutely. But Nate Schill, 10 for 30, hitting .333. Misses that off-speed pitch. Nice job by Schwartz, changing speeds.
Yeah, very nice job by Schwartz. He's used that a couple times, and that's really looked good for him. And I think he's going to be using that as the game goes on a little bit more, trying to keep the hitters off balance, keep them guessing. Talking about Nate Schill, he's a little bit taller than his brother Vaughn.
Actually hit more home runs in Little League than his brother. It's something he always tells his brother. Just missed. Schwartz was walking off the mound. He thought he had the call. Look at him. He's got a long walk back.
He wanted that call. That's something you don't want to do is show up the umpire. I don't think he did there. He just really thought that one was over for a strike. It was close.
Time's called.
Schill called time.
Yeah, the interesting thing, we're talking about Vaughn and his brother Nate, 2 totally different personalities. Nate's a little bit more easygoing. Vaughn came in, he was all about baseball, came into the school wanting to play Audubon baseball.
Off-speed pitch for a called 3rd strike. So Schwartz gets out of a big jam in the 1st inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 1st. Audubon nothing and Gateway nothing.
Nice job by Schwartz to come back and get the 2 strikeouts to end the inning. Audubon putting something together there in the 1st. Trying to play an early lead, trying to get the lead on this Gateway team, get them rattled. But Josh Schwartz has nothing doing. His off-speed pitches worked very well in that 1st inning.
Beautiful day there. Look out up in the sky. You could see. Picture perfect day for baseball.
Yeah, it sure is. You know, this week was a little murderous. We had the 90-degree heat earlier in the week, but it's cooled off. A nice day today.
I saw a game that you had a pretty hot one the other day, Woodstown and Deptford.
It was a little warm.
So for the Gateway lineup, it'll be Josh Schwartz, who's pitching and leading off. Batting 2nd and playing right field, Brian Bullion. Hitting 3rd and playing shortstop is Scott Long. The cleanup hitter is center fielder Matt Bush. Batting 5th and playing left field is Luke Miller. Hitting 6th and catching is Justin Sims. Batting 7th as a designated hitter is Bill Reed. Hitting 8th and playing second base is Rob Hood. And batting 9th and playing third base is Sam Dunn. As you get a look at Andrew No there on the mound. And Shawn, he has also some pretty good numbers this year.
Yeah, he comes into this game 4-1 with 34 innings pitched, an ERA of 3.09. His walk-to-strikeout ratio, 28 walks, 22 strikeouts, and that's something Rich Horan wants to change. Andrew No struggles with his control at times, but he is a hard ball thrower. I mean, he's 6'4", so he has a little bit behind him, intimidating on the mound. And he's going to try to keep these Gateway hitters off balance today by mixing in a curve, a slider that he's worked on, and also with a fastball.
Audubon defense, it'll be Schill at 1st, Gilmore 2nd, Jakubowski short, Barnes at 3rd, Allen in left field, Flynn in center, Mike Kelly in right, Ireland behind the plate. And as we mentioned, the junior, Andrew No, on the mound, and he will be facing Josh Schwartz, who looks as if he's going bunt, but what I think he's doing is he's ready. He's just going to take a pitch till he sees a strike.
Yeah, he sure is. He's not a typical leadoff batter, but a guy that's going to get up there, take a look at some pitches, likes to set the table, get on base, and get things happening for this Gateway team.
No doubt about it, as he's taking all the way there. 1-1 to count to Josh Schwartz, who's batting an even .500. 24 for 48 on the season, 2 homers, 15 RBIs, and as a leadoff man, he has scored 24 runs. There's a fastball, strike 2, and No gets ahead 1-2.
Yeah, there you see No's fastball. A little bit of speed on that, and as you said, when you're 6'5", you know, that's a little bit imposing on the mound.
Yeah, we said in our open that both teams have played a lot of routes, but Audubon is coming off a 4-3 win over Collingswood in a game the Green Wave had to score 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Grounder and no hazard. Easy play over the shill at first for the first out.
Yeah, Schwartz just trying to get his bat on the ball as he didn't want to be rung up there for the strike. Really nothing he could do with that ball is either fouled off or hit a weak grounder. Nice pitch by now.
We were talking about that close Collingswood game, and you know the people in Gateway were rooting for the Panthers in that one, and Audubon had to show its mettle in that to come back and score 4 in the last 2 innings. As Brian Bullion takes the first pitch for one. Bullion hitting 380, 6 RBIs on the season.
Bullion is the guy who likes to hit it to the opposite field. Good contact hitter, always makes contact.
That's low for a ball. Ball 2. 2-0 the count to Brian Bullion.
Good number 2 hitter. He improved all facets of his game, not only at the plate but in the field as well.
That's low, ball 3, and you have to think that both teams are going to take a few pitches here today. Make the pitchers get up in the pitch count because both of these teams, Shawn, have big games tomorrow in the Diamond Classic, and we'll get into that as we get along in the game. And a 4-pitch walk.
And that's one of the things that Nose struggled with this year is his walks. Now is 25th on the year. As we said, 22 strikeouts, 25 walks. It's not a very good ratio in high school baseball for a guy like No with his potential. That's something I expect to see him work on in the offseason, is his control. And if he's able to do that, it'll be a very good one in the Colonial Conference and South Jersey.
By the way, Bullion at first, as No goes over there, doesn't show his A move, obviously, on that, but Bullion just 3 stolen bases.
Yeah, not a real speed burner, but he runs the bases aggressively and he runs them well. Talking to Chris before the game, he says he really likes the way this Bullion plays. A very tough, hard-nosed ball player.
And No starts Scott Long off with a called strike.
Last year, Scott Long tied a school record with 39 hits, tying Bobby Hemphill's record.
Bobby Hemphill, what a player he was. Missed for ball 1. 1-1 to count to Scott Long, who's hitting .406 on the season.
And there's been some good players coming through Gateway, and especially last year. And that's one of the things we were talking about before the game, Marc, is what we thought Gateway was going to do coming into the year, losing Jim Bastine. Joe Saparetti, Mike Peterson, and Kevin Galbraith. 4 big major components of that team that went to the state finals last year. I mean, you lose 4 major players on your team, you're not always going to be coming back and be favored and do as well as they have, but they've done an outstanding job. One of the reasons is their player up on deck is Matt Bush, is the job he's been able to do to come in pitching. 2.21 ERA, 4-0. So this team has some guys on the bench that contribute, and guys who can hit the ball.
There was a look at that No fastball, and Long couldn't catch up to it. It's now 2-2 the count on Scott Long. Scott Long has excellent hands, and you want a guy like that playing at shortstop. You're right. You know, you mentioned Saparetti. These two teams split last year, and Saparetti was the winning pitcher over Audubon, 11-0.
Scott Long, he's the quarterback for the Gators football team. Good athlete.
Ball goes by shortstop for a base hit, and the Gators have runners at first and second now with 1 down.
Long just poking that through the left side of the infield. Not a hard hit ball. One that he was able to get between short and third. Now they're trying to get something going in their bottom half of the inning. Audubon left the bases loaded in the first half. Schwartz doing a great job, able to strike out the last 2 batters. Actually struck out the side, but with the bases loaded, got the 2 outs to shut down the Audubon rally. Let's see if Gateway can make something happen here in their bottom half.
So that'll bring up the dangerous Matt Bush. Long drive to right field. Kelly. Nope, it's Flynn, but that'll be deep, and the runner will tag and go to third base. So Bouillon goes to third.
And there we were talking about Bouillon, how he isn't a speed burner. But that's something that as a smart base runner will do. Bouillon, a junior, but a guy who really studies the game, checks out things that are going on, looks at what people do well, and really puts that into his own game. There he saw the center fielder backing up for the play, Ryan Flynn. Said, all right, if he's backing up, I can make this to third base, and a nice job of getting to third. Now, I mean, we were talking earlier about the backstop, how a wild pitch or something like that, maybe a runner from third base would be able to score. But you never know. A weak ground hit ball might be able to score him, or a base hit here by Luke Miller.
So 2 down now here in the bottom of the first inning. Gateway with runners at the corners. And the old fake the third, go to first. I've never seen it work yet, Shawn.
No, I haven't seen it work yet, but I think one of these days it's going to really happen.
But you have to think that Long at first base is going to move and create something, and at least try to see if he can get a throw from Ireland. Not there, though, as Miller takes the first pitch for ball 1.
Yeah, one of the teams that we saw this week was Woodstown, who does probably the best job in South Jersey at doing that, of drawing the throw, working the double steal, and getting those 1-2 runs across. That's why they're always in the ball games. They seem to just get the runs inning by inning and stay in games, wait for the big hit.
Low for ball 2, 2-0 the count to Miller, who comes in hitting .380. Yeah, I agree. No one manufactures runs the way the great coach Lee Ware does at Woodstown.
Yes.
I saw a game earlier this year. They beat Williamstown by a run, and they stole home for one of the runs. That's high for ball 3. 3-0 to count to Miller. Long at first, Bouillon at third.
This is I doubt very highly that Miller will swing the bat with Justin Sims on deck.
And that's a 4-pitch walk. So the bases are now jammed with 2 down here for Gateway.
And that's what, we were talking in the opening about the difference that could be in this game is who's going to make the mistakes, who's going to walk more batters. Nose really struggled with his control. Schwartz came into the game struggling a little bit. So far, both pitchers having to work themselves out of jams in the first inning.
And that'll bring up Justin Sims. Just a sophomore, but was already his second season as a varsity performer. It's really given them a lot of leadership behind the plate.
He's destined to be a good catcher for 4 years. He's one of the best defensive catchmen in the conference.
He takes that first pitch for a strike. Looked like he was looking at it all the way. Justin coming in with 14 RBIs on the season, so a guy that's been able to deliver.
He delivers, and he's a guy that's not going to take the bat off his shoulders until he sees something that he likes. A guy who comes into the game with 10 walks, so he has a good eye. And being a catcher, he knows what a strike and what a ball is. You're going to have to really work on him.
Takes that pitch for a ball, Shawn. It's now 1-1 the count to Justin Sims.
And what an experience he received last year, catching a South Jersey and then a state semifinal team in Group 2.
Hitting .308 this season, and he looks at that breaking pitch for a called strike too. So now Andrew No ahead of the sophomore, 1-2 in the count.
Now with the bases loaded, what you have to do is fight off the good pitches and hope that No will make a mistake and you can put it in play somewhere.
Think he'll go low and away here? And he does.
Nice pitch.
Just there for strike 3. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. We're through 1. It's no score between Audubon and Gateway here on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Top of the second inning, there's Josh Schwartz getting ready for action for Gateway. For Audubon, in the top of the second inning, will be the bottom of the order: Mike Kelly, Steve Ireland, and Ryan Gilmore against Josh Schwartz. That's outside for ball 1. And Shawn, sometime during this game, I think we'll try to get some pitch counts here, because that's going to be a very significant number. Ground ball to shortstop, Long with the long throw. Nice stretch by Smith for out number 1.
Yeah, nice job by Schwartz to come in here into this inning, get the first out. He used that curveball to get Kelly to ground that to knock that into the ground there. And nice scoop. Over to first, you got yourself one out. Both pitchers in the first inning were having to work out a bases-loaded jams. And this is a game we are going to have to take a look at the pitch count to see which pitcher is going to survive.
Steve Ireland now at the plate hitting .444 in the number 8 spot and swings and misses at an outstanding curveball.
Yeah, that's something. If he gets that over, he's very effective. He has the fastball, he uses that in his locations. If he's able to work over the curve, like most high school baseball players, if they're able to get that off-speed working, they're going to be successful in high school baseball.
Swings and misses for strike 2 with Schwartz ahead of the count now 0-2. Ireland with 12 hits on the season, 11 of them singles.
You know, one thing that's really helped Ireland in the last couple of years is playing behind John Oler, who went to Old Dominion, an outstanding catcher for Audubon for a few years. John Oler, now at Old Dominion.
John, of course, played on those great Brooklawn and American Legion teams that have been to back-to-back World Series. He's the catcher on those teams. And as you mentioned, doing a very good job at Old Dominion. And he swings and misses for strike 3. 4th strikeout for Josh Schwartz already.
Yeah, you could see that after that first inning, maybe there's a little bit of jitters. This is a big game for him. You know, as we were talking about, Gateway missing 4 components from the team last year, still been able to fill them holes and play effective baseball this year. But when you look at a team like Audubon, it's a different class in the Colonial Conference when you're playing a team like the Green Wave.
Ryan Gilmore now steps to the plate. Gilmore, just a sophomore, swings and misses at Schwartz. Gilmore hitting .309 on the season. By the way, we talked about last time these two teams played, Joe Saporetti beat Audubon 11-0. It was a no-hitter at Audubon. I think it kind of stunned the Green Wave a little bit. That was last year. This is this year. Just inside, 1-1 to count to the sophomore Ryan Gilmore.
Ryan Gilmore is a guy who they're trying to groom as their leadoff hitter. They have a good one right now in Jacobowski.
This is a very good junior class that you have at Audubon. Fouls that one off.
Marc, you were alluding to that. The junior class was a team that they lost against the Toms River team that went to the World Series and won the World Series. So this junior class has really made some noise.
1-2.
Team they played Little League, the Audubon Little League team. And they lost 4-3 against Toms River North in the 12-year-old division of the World Series.
And swings and misses for strike 3, so no runs, hits, nobody left on base. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. We're scoreless between Audubon and Gateway, and Josh Schwartz has 5 strikeouts. His career high is 15 in a game.
Yeah, he looked very strong in that inning. Worked his curveball, worked the change, getting the fastball over, using locations. You can see he has some pop on his fastball. Nice crowd here today, Marc.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Shawn. On a pretty warm day, a nice crowd between these two teams. You know, we talked about the job that Rob Christ has done at Gateway, and this is his 5th season, and Gateway has had more wins every season, the first 4, and they're on line to do it again. 14-11, 15-9, 22-6, 24-5, and 16-1.
Yeah, that's, I mean, in 5 years, if you crack up 91 wins, that's something that rarely happens if you're going after 100. You know, it's unlikely that'll be able to get to 100 this year. But with 91 wins, that's a very impressive resume in only 5 seasons. One of the young coaches that we've seen this year, Andy McFadden from Kingsway, a Kingsway softball coach, I believe he has 98 wins now in only 5 seasons. And there's some good young coaches, Marc, not only in baseball but in softball in our Comcast viewership area that are doing an outstanding job and deserve the recognition for their efforts.
Well, you know, it's funny, Shawn. I did a story a couple of weeks ago for CN8 saying it's doubtful that Gateway will be able to continue to improve its win total. I'm not so sure now. I mean, it's 16-1 already. Of course, Gateway is going to be one of the teams to beat in Group 2, as is this Audubon team, as Bill Reed, the designated hitter, takes the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, Marc, Bill Reed, a first-year starter.
Reed hitting .324, and he fouls that off.
Gotta fight now,
0-2 the count to Bill Reed.
Let's go, kid. You got 2 hands. I know. Just like BP yesterday. Come with you. Let's go, Billy. Yeah, let's go, baby.
7 RBIs, 1 homer for Reed. Way out of the strike zone. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, Bill Reed homered against Haddon Heights, put it over the left field fence. Guy that has some pop. Chris really likes Bill Reed, and he says all he has to do is develop confidence, and he's going to be a good one.
And that's a strike 3, so Andrew No gets his second strikeout of the game. Talk about Haddon Heights. What a program, what improvement Butch McLean has done there at Haddon Heights. And when you talk about the Colonial, you have the upper echelon of Audubon and Gateway, and then there's Haddon Heights, Haddon Township hanging around there as well. He jams Hood on that first pitch for a foul ball. Rob Hood, the second baseman, hitting just .286, but he's batted just 7 times this season.
He's another first-year varsity player, and with him and Reed, you're looking at 2 guys that Chris is going to rely on to make things happen at the bottom of the order.
Takes a cold strike 2, and quickly Andrew No gets ahead 0-2.
Hood's the funny guy on this team. He likes to keep things loose.
Just missed. Outside for ball 1-2. One of the things that Rob Chris brought here was sort of a real serious attitude. This program had never won a conference title, never won a sectional title until last year when it did both. And I think really brought up the intensity of the youngsters. Ground ball to second base. Gilmore with an easy play over the shield for out number 2.
Nice job by Gilmore. It looked like the ball took a bad hop on him. Able to scoop that up, stay with it, stay in front of the ball, and make it the easy play over to first base. Nice job by the young second baseman. And Mark, you alluded to the job that Chris has done here, and that's one thing that he really has done, the intensity, the aggressiveness that Gateway has. I mean, this team comes in here with 89 stolen bases. They're aggressive on the base pads. They can hit the ball. You mix that with good pitching and the right attitude, and you have a championship contending team.
So the number 9 batter, Sam Dunn, looking to bunt to get on. That was not called a strike, so it's ball 1 on Sam, who's hitting .219. Sam was a little banged up earlier in the season. He's come back lately, but he's really going to help this team on the mound, Shawn. 1-1 now, the count on that called strike to Sam Dunn.
Yeah, Sam Dunn's done a nice job out of the bullpen. He's got 2 saves. Still has not let up a run in 14 and 2/3 innings pitched. And this is another guy that's really come in along with Bush that's really surprised Rob Chris on the mound.
Oh, that one right through the middle. Almost got no, but Sam Dunn is a 2-out base runner with a single up the middle.
Nice job by Dunn. And that's one thing that you know when you see a guy that's hitting the ball well like Dunn has been doing. He's been hitting it, but he's been hitting it right at people. And that time he's able to get one through No. The big 6'5". How do you miss a guy like No? 6'5", 240.
That time he actually hit it right at No. No's kind of glad he got out of the way, I think. So Dunn, a 2-out base runner, gets a big lead and he's going. Ball in the dirt. It's a tough throw for Ireland, and he's safe at second base. He had a tremendous jump, and plus it was a very tough throw. Tough ball to handle for Ireland.
Yeah, but you know what? He steals the base. It's a great jump by Sam Dunn. And there's a guy that has some good speed on the base pads. He's a nice athlete, a basketball and football player, and of course playing baseball here. But what a job by Steve Ireland to pick that out of the dirt. A nice strong throw, and there you see, something that they had in the past with John Oler there behind the plate. A nice job by
Pickoff play almost got him there, Shawn. As that time Jakubowski applying the tag.
Yeah, nice turnaround by No and almost picked off Sam Dunn. That's one thing Audubon's been working on with their defense. Trying to keep and hold runners on, and with Steve Ireland behind the plate, he looks like a very good young pitcher.
Schwartz takes a strike. Count even at 1-1. Josh grounded out his first time up to Andrew No, his counterpart on the mound. Schwartz last year hit .340. Looking to go to second, but no throw.
Schwartz, just a tremendous leader on this team. Has a great knowledge for the game, a line drive hitter, can hit for power. Can't say enough about what he's been able to do on the mound.
And he swings at that. Jakubowski going for it. Now he's being called off, and making the catch in left field is Jason Allen for the third out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 2 innings. It's Audubon nothing and Gateway nothing in this Colonial Conference matchup. Top of the 3rd inning, there's a look at the gentleman on the mound, Josh Schwartz, who has allowed just 1 hit in the first 2 innings, and he'll be facing the top of the order for Audubon, Brian Jakubowski, Ryan Flynn, and Jason Allen here for the Green Wave in a scoreless game in the top of the 3rd, and he starts them off with that off-speed pitch for a strike.
Yeah, one thing Josh Schwartz was able to do, Mark, in the 2nd inning as opposed to the 1st, was get the ball over consistently for the strike. In the 1st inning, he threw a total of 25 pitches as opposed to 8 the last inning. He sent them down in order after working out of a 1st inning bases loaded jam.
See it hit it, Bryce. See it hit it.
That's low for a ball. Jakubowski entered the game, .316 average. He was hit by a pitch to start the game. Not always the best of feelings when you're getting hit by a Schwartz pitch. He takes something off on that and gets a called strike too, so the count 1-2 now. And after a rocky 1st inning, Josh Schwartz is starting to pitch ahead of the batters.
And one thing he's been able to do with Jakubowski and Allen, the 2 left-handed batters, is start them off with a fastball and then work over the change to keep them off balance. Again, he hits him.
Well, Jakubowski has taken 2 for the team now.
Attaboy, Brian. Way to win a battle with 2.
Jakubowski, tough kid. He's going to take 1 or 2 for the team. Anything to get on. You're a leadoff batter, Mark. That's your mentality. Anything to get on base.
Good work, kid.
Now let's see how Coach Rich Horan plays this with a real good
Kingsway.
guy who can handle the bat is number 2 hitter Ryan Flynn at the plate.
Play.
Flynn singled his first time up.
Go right, do a job.
He's showing bunt. And that'll go foul. Well, that single boosted his average now to .350 on the season.
1 strike.
By the way, Ryan Flynn with just 1 sacrifice on the year. Let's see if they keep the bunt on here, Shawn. Choking up pretty high. Throw the first, just back.
Just back. Nice pickoff move by Schwartz. Put it right on the runner. All really that Pete Smith had to do was try and apply the tag as the ball was right there.
Showing bunt again, and that goes foul once again. So not only did he bunt the 2 foul, now he's behind in the count 0-2.
He's going to have to try to get his bat on the ball coming into the year with 12 strikeouts. You know, that's one thing that he's been able to do, though, this year. He moves the runner over. Tough task now.
Just stays alive. That was a very, very tough pitch to handle. Tailing away that time, Shawn. He stayed alive on that, fouling it off.
Yeah, nice pitch by Schwartz. Really, there's nothing you can do with that, Mark. He's just fouled off and give it another chance. Hopefully, Schwartz will make a mistake on the next pitch. Flynn, a 2-year starter, so he's been in these situations before in a big game with a leadoff runner at first base, and your job's to move him over.
He's going back again.
Mark, as you were talking about earlier, Audubon not a big base stealing team, so they rely on moving the runner over, getting the big timely hits, finding the gaps.
Just missed outside. 1-2 the count.
Nice job by Flynn to lay off that pitch.
Good, Josh. That's good now, babe.
Flynn, a soccer player in the fall.
course, Audubon's team coached by the former great Sterling player, John Jones. Just missed outside again, and it counts even at 2-2.
Hey, plenty way to working, kid.
That shows a lot of discipline to stay off of that pitch.
Little high and outside. One of the pitches that, you know, if you're behind 1-2, 0-2, you got to keep control of the bat. Got to make sure that nothing's going to sneak in there. You're going to get rung up with the leadoff batter getting on first.
Outside for ball 3, so Flynn, who was down in the count 0-2 after fouling off the 2 bunts, is Rich Horan at third base. Looks on. Rich Horan, one of 2 South Jersey coaches to win 4 public school state titles. The only active one at this time. The other one, Tom Trotman at Cherry Hill West. He just gets back that time again, and Jakubowski has produced a few anxious moments.
Yeah, what a pickoff move by Josh Schwartz. Yeah, that's one of the nicest moves I've seen. He throws that right on the runner. Pete Smith, all he really has to do is just catch the ball and try to apply the tag, and almost got him twice.
And he was going that time, and Ryan Flynn worked himself a walk, and that won't show up in the box score, but that was a tremendous bit of discipline for him.
Yeah, really nice job. Able to foul the pitch off first and keep himself alive on that play. And that's a great job. I mean, you can't say enough about what Ryan Flynn was able to do at that at-bat, because you have him foul the pitch off, then he comes back and has to work the 4 straight balls. Nice job by him. And now you got runners at first and second. And Schwartz has to pitch out of trouble again like he did in the first.
Now with nobody out, we have the number 3 batter up. You wonder if Rich Horan will put that bunt on there as Jason Allen is up. Jakubowski at second, Flynn at first. No bunt there as it hits the outside corner for strike 1. Allen did not agree with that.
He didn't like that pitch at all, but you know, that's what the umpire's been calling. You know, Jerry Lacknick is giving the pitchers the outside corners. He's been consistent with it. So you know, going up there, you got to swing at the outside corner pitches.
Allen struck out his first time up. One of 5 strikeout victims by Josh Schwartz. No score here, top of the 3rd inning between Audubon and Gateway. He lays off of that off-speed pitch. Count even at 1-1.
Come down, 1-8, we shot, kid. 1-1. Come on, Jay, we say now 1-8.
So the top of the order for Audubon has made Josh Schwartz throw quite a few pitches. Gets him on the outside corner that time, a called strike. It's now 1-2. Wow, that had a great tail on it.
Yeah, that's Jason Allen. It's tough, you know, when you're a left-handed hitter and you're looking at what Schwartz is throwing you there on the outside corner, and he throws that curveball over. It's tough. It's really tough to lay off that pitch.
There's the 1-2 pitch. Just missed, 2-2 the count. The thing about Schwartz is what he's done this year is what a lot of seniors do. He worked hard in the offseason. He's increased his velocity, Shawn.
Yeah, and that's one thing he worked in the weight room, tried to get a little stronger, and it's really been to his advantage not only on the mound but at the plate.
High for ball 3, full count now to Jason Allen. The other thing is, you know, he's 6 foot, but he's only 165 pounds. So when he fills out, he's, you know, they're certainly going to project him at the University of Maryland to throw harder and harder as they gets working at it. This is a big pitch in this game here. And he takes it for ball 4.
And here we are with these 2 pitchers, Schwartz and No. Both of them working themselves into trouble, not finding a location, you know, and what they're trying to do is pitch on the corners. You know, sometimes you just have to go after, you have to challenge the hitter. Let your defense play behind you.
Now here should be a classic confrontation, pitcher against pitcher, Andrew No against Josh Schwartz.
With the bases full, Andrew No, last year, 10 home runs, 2nd in South Jersey, Marc. He hits to all fields. Great back control, very strong.
Ball misses for ball 1. No walked his first time up, so average remains the same at 382. Was a little late on that swing that time, and the count even 1-1. It's interesting that Coach Rob Christ, as a lot of coaches do, not only calls the pitches, but calls the location where they want the pitches.
Yeah, very intense coach, very aggressive, as we were talking about. The guy likes to have complete control of what's going on.
By first, it's caught by Smith that time. He does not get the double play, as getting back in time was Ryan Flynn, but they do get the first out on the line drive out to Pete Smith.
That was a little humpback liner. Nice job by Smith to be aware and try to get the runner at second base, Ryan Flynn. Flynn doing a nice job of getting back.
Good luck.
There you go, Schwartz again, bases loaded. As he worked in the first inning, worked out of that with 2 strikeouts, has a chance to work himself out of a bases loaded 1-out jam here.
And as he has the first time, Al Braun up with runners in scoring position. Braun struck out his first time up. That's low for ball 1. Al's going to be going to St. Joe's University, where he will continue his education and his baseball career.
Braun, a guy who can find the gaps, has some pop. 21 RBIs coming into this year. Big spot in the game here is he can really break this game open for Audubon and put them on the scoreboard first. With No and Schwartz on the mound, you got to figure runs are going to come at a premium. And when you can get them, when you have somebody on the ropes, you really have to go for the knockout punch.
Swings and misses right through that fastball. That might be the best fastball we've seen today from Josh Schwartz.
Yeah, he put a little extra on that fastball and was able to get it by Braun. And that's something that we seen him in the first inning against Nate Schill. Reared back and threw it a little bit harder with the bases loaded.
That's a difference between Schwartz this year and last year. Last year, he didn't rely on that a lot. He was more of an all-speed pitcher. That's low for a ball and a good block by Sims.
2 balls, 1 strike, 21.
So 2-1 the count to Al Braun. Bases loaded, 1 out. No score here in the top of the 3rd inning between Audubon and Gateway. And if you think this one's good, these two have a rematch set up for May 22nd at Audubon. And don't be surprised if they happen to hook up in the postseason in the Group 2 tournament. Swings and misses through that fastball, count even at 2-2.
Another good fastball. I wouldn't be surprised if he...
Come there, let's go, kid. Put it in there, Al, put it in there.
That change has worked effectively for him so far, Mark, in the first few innings.
Well, my theory, Shawn, when they're not catching up to your fastball, you
keep throwing it.
Keep it going.
You're exactly right, Mark.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if Braun's thinking that way, too. Maybe Schwartz will try to come inside to him.
The one thing that change has worked very effectively for him.
Outside, full count, and we've been in this position. Josh Schwartz has pitched a lot of full counts here.
Runners will be taking off with the bases full. Big pitch early in this ballgame.
May not with 1 out. And he strikes him out for the 2nd out.
Nice job by Schwartz, able to get the 2nd out of the inning. I think we need a scoreboard out here, Mark. I lost control of the outs.
2 down. 6 strikeouts for Josh Schwartz, and here comes Nate Schill, who was one of those strikeout victims his first time up. Off-speed pitch, swings and misses for strike 1.
Hey, Nader!
Schwartz really taking this pressure on his shoulders and performing well so far. Getting down with the bases loaded, nobody out.
2. Called strike. Called strike 2. Oh, there's the Schwartz-o-meter where they have it every game now. They're getting up the strikeouts. As you see, there's 6 of them.
See, now it'd be nice right over top of that one guy sitting to the left of your screen. If they had the outs right there, that would help me out a great deal. If he could actually hold the outs.
By the way, you wonder if that Schwartz-o-meter is big enough sometimes for all the Ks they have to put up there.
And then we need some extra room the way he's throwing the ball today.
Misses for strike 3. So Josh Schwartz gets out of another jam as no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We're in the middle of the third inning. It's scoreless between Audubon and Gateway. And welcome back, bottom of the third inning. As it'll be Brian Bouillon, Scott Long, and Matt Bush here for the Gators as they are locked in a scoreless pitching duel with Audubon.
Nice job by Schwartz to get that last out on a strikeout. Beautiful. Beautiful job by him to come allow the bases loaded with nobody out. Threw some tough pitches and able to strike out the last two batters. Work out of two bases loaded jams, still Audubon. Gateway knotted 0-0.
Bouillon couldn't get around on that fastball. The count's 1-2. We'd just like to say we've experienced a couple power glitches. We apologize for any kind of technical delays here. Glad to be back here. Bottom of the third inning, scoreless game between Audubon and Gateway. Two of the Giants in the Colonial Conference. Ground ball to second base. No, he's going to be safe that time as Gilmore's throw pulled Schill off the bag. So it'll be an E4 on that, and Bouillon is a leadoff base runner here for the Gators.
Yeah, so many times you see that, Mark, in high school baseball, where if these young kids have time, they seem to make their bad throws at that point in time. It's usually when they're just reacting that they make the better throws. There, Gilmore with a nice play, nice scoop, had just too much time to think about his throw. Pulled first baseman Nate Schill off the bag. And there's our first huge mistake of the ballgame, letting Bouillon reach base. And you know what? A game like this with No and Schwartz on the mound, two of the better pitchers in the Colonial Conference. The team who makes mistakes could be the team going out of this game with a loss.
And there's a called strike to Scott Long. Long singled his first time up, now batting .415.
Mark, when you have those technical difficulties in the truck, you always blame it on the humidity. The humidity.
Hits that one foul, and quickly No getting up in the count, 2 strikes.
No coming inside on Scott Long. Long really just fisting that right side and out of play. You get a good look at the 6'4", 6'5", right around there. He's a big, tall right-hander. Only a junior.
He was having a good basketball season until, as we mentioned, his appendix burst, had to get the operation. Of course, Audubon ready to name a new basketball coach pretty soon. Off-speed pitch, good block by Ireland there. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, and that was a very scary moment for the No family. Martin Luther King's birthday. Thought he pulled a muscle. When he got to the hospital, his appendix burst. Spent 3 weeks in the hospital. And that's what, that may be why he struggled a little bit in the early going. Usually works a little bit right before baseball. Wasn't able to do that, Mark. And, the thinking as the season wears on, No's going to kind of settle in and be throwing his best baseball at the end of the year.
His only loss was a 4-0 defeat to Dillon, South Carolina. Just missed. 2-2 the count to Long. That was in that Hawaiian Tropic tournament, the 3rd straight year that Audubon has gone there. Of course, Audubon won that tournament in 1988. That was the year the Green Wave was the #1 team in South Jersey. Ground ball, Jacobowski. Gilmore won. Can they turn the double play? No, they can't, and they make the error as well. So Scott Long will go to second base. They'll get 1 out. So all of a sudden this inning, Audubon having a little trouble defensively.
Yeah, Gilmore a little upset with himself. Sparky little player. Doesn't like to make those kind of mistakes. There you wonder if the error previous may have rattled him a little bit. wants to come back and turn the double play. It's something that he's improved on this year, is turning the double play, his movement, the way he hits the second base bag and turns. He's really improved on that, something Rich Horan really likes out of his young second baseman. They're just could not turn the double play and throws it away.
Of course, he had Bullion battling in there on him. Bush hits it up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Long coming around. The throw from Flynn, and he's in there. As Gateway takes a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Matt Bush.
You see where that error comes back to haunt you. It's one thing to let the runner get to first base and put him on second in scoring position. A nice job by Matt Bush, hitting that ball back through the middle. How about the throw from center field from Ryan Flynn?
Absolutely.
A nice throw coming up. Gun that thing home.
That was an outstanding throw by
Really
Ryan
nice
Flynn.
throw.
He was pretty deep in there, Shawn.
Scott Long showing his speed. Nice slide. Hitting the first run for Gateway, they reach a scoreboard, and on the throw, Matt Bush goes into second, Mark.
As Miller takes that pitch for a strike, and 22nd RBI on the season for Matt Bush. How many big hits has he come up with this year? That extends his team lead in that department. Luke Miller walked his first time. They're going for the pickoff at second. Bush back in time. Bush heading to Westchester University, Division II program, which has had its troubles baseball-wise recently. Hoping to get some good players to restore the tradition that program once had. Long drive, deep left field, way back. Bush is going to score. Miller's at second. He's heading for third base, and he'll make it with a stand-up RBI triple as Gateway now leads it by a 2-0 score on a crushed ball by Luke Miller.
Luke Miller just waiting on that curveball, sat on it, kept his hands back, drilled it into the left center field gap, then showing off a little bit of speed that he has, getting to third base. A nice hit by Miller. Now up by the score of 2-0. Andrew No. Got to gain his composure here. You know, the 2 hours you come out and you basically get 2 outs to start the inning, but with the 2 errors, you know, that really hurts you, puts you behind. You have to work out of trouble, and now he's just got to gain his composure, Mark. Okay, you have a runner at third base, bear down now, make good pitches to Sims, and get back on track.
Justin Sims struck out his first time up, hits that ball foul by the third baseline. Ryan Barnes chasing it.
How about Luke Miller?
Third triple of the season for Luke Miller and 17th RBI.
Now you see the speed that he has, his third triple of the year. He's able to turn those doubles into triples.
That's a good point. Some people may have held up at second base on that, and he made it in standing up at third. So Sims, who was a strikeout victim his first time up, behind in the count 0-1. Low, 1-1. Nice stop by Ireland again. You know, just because there isn't much between the catcher and the backstop doesn't mean a ball can't bounce funny, and you have to make those plays. A good job by Ireland.
Sure, Mark. I mean, that ball could bounce around, and Ireland doing a nice job as a backstop behind the plate.
That's foul, and quickly No gets ahead 1-2. Audubon playing the infield up now, trying to cut off that third run, knowing runs are so important, especially against Josh Schwartz.
Yeah, No's going to go after Sims here, 1-2.
1-2.
He'll throw something in the dirt, possibly. Trying to get him to chase. Sims has really done a nice job the last 5 or 6 games, really raised his batting average 100 points. Started a little slow in the beginning of the year.
And swings at what would have been ball 2, but instead the count stays at 1-2 to Justin Sims.
Yeah, he just got a piece of that ball. Nice pitch by No to keep that ball up. There you see the ball lodged into the top of the backstop.
Now, I don't want to see you climbing for that after the game and trying to get a souvenir.
Well, Woodstown definitely, we're talking about foul balls. I might get up there and get old Justin Sims to sign that for me.
Off-speed pitch, and he gets him for a called third strike. Wow. Throws Sims that time.
Yeah, what Andrew knows, this is something that he's really worked on, is his composure. He gets himself into so much trouble with the control problems that he's had this year, and he's able to work out of that with the aggressive pitching that he has, the good curve that he works over. He has the power to strike you out, so that's something that he's really improved on, and he gets it in a good spot there with Luke Miller at third base.
Third strikeout, Shawn, of the game for Andrew No, and with that out, that ensures that only one of these runs this inning, no matter what happens from here on, will be earned.
Mark, you're always on top of your game when it comes to the scorebook. If I had to find somebody on an error, or if it's a hit or an error, I'd come to you first.
No, don't do that, because you do enough games with me, you'll find out I am an awful official scorer. It's Bill Reed. It's that pitch for a strike. Reed struck out his first time up. Low, and a nice stab by Ireland. This is our first game together. We've never done a game together.
No, we haven't, and I'm very honored to be doing a game with one of South Jersey's most knowledgeable sports guys. You can do an outstanding job not only at the paper, but everything you do with Comcast.
Gilmore, he's looking to get it to No. Does he get it in time? And yes, he does. As Andrew No score it 4-1, and Audubon stays out of any further danger. 2 runs in that inning. There were 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on base, but Gateway's broken the scoring column. We're through 3. It's the Gators 2 and Audubon nothing. And welcome back to Gateway, top of the 4th inning, as the Gators broke through the scoring column to lead by a 2-0 score. As you see the panoramic shot here, and a nice crowd, as Shawn alluded to earlier. Marc Narducci along with Shawn Leary, glad to be with you on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. Is for Audubon here in the top of the 4th, it'll be the bottom of the order. Mike Kelly, Steve Ireland, and then Ryan Gilmore. There you see the green wave behind Kelly, always in a cheering mode as Kelly takes the first pitch for a strike.
Look away.
Kelly grounded out to Long at shortstop his first time up.
Tough inning for Schwartz in that last one. 30 pitches, now up to 63 coming into this inning in only 3 innings.
And quickly gets ahead of Kelly 0-2. If you're Audubon, you have to like that total.
Oh, sure. I mean, anytime you can possibly get Schwartz out of the game in the late innings, you figure this game's going to be a close one. As it gets down to the wire, if you're able to work him or get him tired a little bit, maybe you're able to get around on that fastball and make things happen in the later innings.
Takes something off that, just misses 1 and 2.
There you see Justin Sims, a nice job trying to frame that pitch. Trying to help Jerry Lackney.
Really been impressed by, and he swings and misses for strike 3, and already Josh Schwartz has 8 strikeouts.
Out of his 10 total outs now, 8 have been by the strikeout.
Remember, his career high is 15 and a 6-0 win over Paulsboro. There's the meter. And those youngsters who are putting the Ks up there are kept pretty busy. In fact, their arms might be sore than anybody's reaching up there. Curveball to Long, grounder, routine play over the first, but Smith had to make the tag, and he took a shot from Ireland. And you know what? Ireland bumped in. I don't know if they saw. Well, he bumped in to the first baseman Smith after that play.
See there you see Schwartz come off the mound. Let's see if we can listen in.
Well, he just did that. You let that happen. First base. That's fine. You've seen that happen. That's ridiculous. All right, fellas, we up 2. They never down.
Well, that what happened there. And if I'm not mistaken, Steve Ireland is thrown out of the game, the catcher.
Right, and the thing is, Shawn, I don't know if people caught that, but after he grounded out, Ireland went over and actually stepped on Smith. I mean, it's not like Ireland's totally innocent. And then Schwartz came out there and bumped Ireland a little bit too, and then they got into it. Schwartz is actually lucky. He's still in this game.
Well, Schwartz comes off the mound and really antagonizes Ireland a little bit. But I mean, he's trying to stick up for his player. Ireland goes over and steps on his first baseman. All really Pete Smith's trying to do there is catch the ball and make the tag. The throw pulled him off the bag a little bit. And if you're Steve Ireland, all right, you got to make the play. You got to just go over. It's a tough call. The kid bumps into you, but he's trying to do his job to get you out. You're trying to do your job to get to first base. Come back, forget about the play, and just play baseball. For Ireland to come back and try to step on him on first place, and then walk into Schwartz, who was coming out to meet him there, he deserves to be called out of the game, thrown out of the game. Nice job by Jerry Lacknick to take control of the game right now, Mark. Doesn't want to let things get out of hand.
I agree. I'm just saying Schwartz should count his lucky stars that he's still in this game, because according to NJSIAA rules now, Ireland's going to have to sit out 2 additional games.
And that's big with your catcher sitting out. And now they got to try and find another catcher to come in and catch who's a hard thrower.
Well, we know Allen.
It's a tough call for Rich Horan.
Allen started the year as the catcher. We know he could work that way.
So, getting a little heated here. You know what I say? You always blame it on the humidity. Making the tempers flare a little bit here. See if we can get back to some baseball.
Shawn Collins is warming up for Audubon. We'll see if he goes into the game as Gilmore takes the first pitch for a ball. Well, these two teams bringing new meaning to the word heated rivalry. And he takes that pitch for a strike. Gilmore struck out his first time up. So 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Audubon trailing 2-0. Steve Ireland tossing the game. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 to count.
You really can't blame Pete Smith on that play. All he was trying to do was trying to make the out. This is sports. There's going to be contact in this, and I don't think Ireland appreciated that he was hit pretty hard by Smith, but he was just trying to make the play.
Oh, there's a beautiful bunt. Sims is going to have a tough throw.
Oh,
and he gets
nice
him. That's
play.
a great throw by Sims.
Beautiful play by Justin Sims, the sophomore, to make the play. A nice bunt by Gilmore. Right now he's coming back. He's got to think he's robbed from that man right there, Justin Sims.
I believe it will be Shawn Collins who will be the catcher for Audubon. We'll see as the Green Wave come in. By the way, Shawn, while we have some time here, both of these teams are going to be in the Diamond Classic tomorrow, and Gateway plays Florence. And what's interesting about that is we know Gateway's not going to go with its number 1, Schwartz, because he's pitching today. I don't know about even if they'd go with Bush. Meanwhile, they could be facing Florence's number 1, Julius Jenkins. He has not pitched all week. He had a little tightness in his arm, and Tom Hoagland held him out earlier in the week. So obviously he'll have the innings to throw. So that'll be a tough task. Jenkins going to the College of New Jersey, a pretty heady pitcher. So that's going to be a tough opener for Gateway in the Diamond Classic.
It is going to be a tough opener, but you know what? The way this Gateway's been able to pitch, it just really hasn't been the Josh Schwartz story. You have guys like Sam Dunn, who's been able to contribute, still not allowing a run in 14 and 2/3 innings pitched. Then you have Bush, who's able to come off as the number 2, 4-0 with 2.21 ERA. And you look down the line, it's really a team 2.25 ERA. So this team has been able to get it done on the mound. And if their bats are hot, the Gators can make some noise in that Diamond Classic.
Looks like Tyler Inkster is our new catcher, number 16, so it was not Collins.
Tyler Inkster is going to come in for Steve Ireland. And this is going to be interesting now because Inkster comes in the position Rich Hand really did not want to be in. Here you have your catcher to go down with your top pitcher on the mound. When you look at the pitcher, the catcher's really the second most important position on the field, as he's not only got to call the game, but he's got to work as a backstop for a hard thrower like No. a team like Gateway, who has 89 stolen bases coming into this game, it could become a very huge factor.
Hood grounds at the shield. No, who gets off the mound very well. Makes the put out for the first out.
Nice job by No to get off the mound, hustle to first base and make that out. It was an easy play for him.
So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Sam Dunn, who singled up the middle his first time up. Dunn also stole a base. That's low for ball 1. So Andrew No, who they had some concerns about his control, did walk 2 in the first inning, but has not walked the batter since.
Nice stop there by Hangster.
Yeah.
Sam Dunn, a guy who can run, easily turn a single into a double, a very good athlete. Talking about earlier, a basketball player and a football player.
Takes that pitch for a strike. Yeah, had some nice games this year for first-year coach Brian Stafford in the basketball program. Program that I think, Shawn, will improve. Brian works as hard as any coach around. Swings and misses at that. Count even now up 2-2 to Sam Dunn.
Sam Dunn trying to fight that ball off.
Sammy Dunn, stay hot, kid!
2-2, play! Here's a 2-2 pitch. Stays alive by fouling off a pretty tough pitch there that time.
Yeah, No trying to work inside on Dunn. Dunn, a nice.
That's a good
for this team. And, that's something. Excuse me, Mark. Dunn's got some power even to the opposite field, so he's trying to work him in, trying to get him on his fist so he can try and flare one to the right side of the infield.
There he was again, Shawn, trying to work that inside corner that you're talking about. Misses with the curve. Counts now full. When No gets comfortable working inside and when he gets a little more accurate that way, he is really going to be some kind of pitcher. I don't know if that hit him or that was ball 4, but either way, Dunn is on first base. We'll call it a walk.
I expect Dunn, with the speed that he has, to take off against this young catcher and see what his arm is all about. Youngster, a guy who came in for Steve Ireland, who was tossed in the last inning, if you're just joining us.
Dunn has 6 stolen bases. He has a huge lead over there. Nice job by Nate Schill. They threw over the first base. Nate made a play that saved an errant pickoff throw. So it's the top of the order, and Josh Schwartz is at the plate. There you see Dunn. And strike 1. Schwartz is 0 for 2, grounded out to No, and also flew out to Jason Allen in left field. Now hitting .480 on the season. Don't see too many pitchers who are your leadoff hitter.
We just got a chance to see one in Woodstown, the Tri-County Royal, Richie Ware.
That's right.
That's something you really don't see often. Both Josh Schwartz and Richie Ware, 2 guys that not only are good hitters, but they can also run the base pads, and that's something you rarely want to see with your pitcher. You don't want him to injure that hand going into second.
They're testing his arm, and as you mentioned, Shawn, Dunn getting in there easily. You thought Dunn would try to steal. 7th stolen base of the season for Sam Dunn.
And he had a great jump on that, on Andrew No. And No was 6'4", 6'5". I'm going to call him 6'4 and a half from now on. 6'4 and a half. It's a guy who's going to take some time to deliver to the plate. Sam Dunn able to get a great jump, puts himself in scoring position for the hot-hitting Josh Schwartz.
Pop up. This might be a tough play. Schill, now Gilmore calling him off, and makes the catch for out number 2.
Hey, we got 2,
Gilmore's seen some action there at second base today.
The reason I said it might be a tough play at first, if Shaw had to back up on a pop-up, I think that's a harder play, but then he was called off by Gilmore. Good communication by the Green Wave.
And Mark, how many times have we seen first baseman backing up on a play, backing up with his feet, gets his feet tangled a little bit, ball pop right out of his glove. You have to move laterally. Nice job by Gilmore to call that off.
Now Bullion takes that pitch for a strike. Brian officially 0 for 1, but he's been on base twice with a first inning walk, reached base on an error his last time up.
Brian Bullion, a guy who likes to hit to the opposite field.
He has 6 RBIs. He'd like to add to that total. And just as you said that, Shawn, he hits to the opposite field. Dunn coming around. And he will score the 3rd run. And Gateway now leads it 3-0 on the RBI single by Brian Bullion.
Nice job by Dunn to circle and give Gateway the 3rd run of the game. Brian Bullion, nice job just to poke that into past the first baseman down the right field line. You know, he's a nice hitter because he takes what the pitcher will give him. If they're going to throw on the outside like Andrew No did on that pitch, he's going to go to the opposite field with it. That's something he's been able to do this year.
So just as Shawn Leary says, he likes to hit to the opposite field. That's exactly what happened. And he also, there's long now. Gilmore will make the play over the first for the 3rd out. But more damage by the Gators. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We're through 4. It's Gateway 3, Audubon nothing on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. And welcome back. Top of the 5th inning. It'll be the top of the order for Audubon, which trails 3-0 to Gateway. Brian Jacobowski, Ryan Flynn, and Jason Allen. As the Green Wave have threatened a couple times, 2 different innings, having left the bases loaded.
They've threatened by getting this man on base both times to lead off the inning.
Ground ball to Long. This is going to be a long throw for the shortstop, and he doesn't get him as Jacobowski shows that great speed ahead.
Able to slap that on the left side of the infield. As you can say, he does have some speed down that line. So gets on for the 3rd straight time, Mark.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Shawn. He was hit by pitches the first 2 times. Jacobowski with only 3 stolen bases. You're down 3-0, and you're against a guy, Schwartz, that Audubon has had trouble with his move. So all indications are you're not going to see anybody running here.
I don't think they're going to get a great jump off of this guy. You know, Schwartz has got a really good move to first base. And as the left-hander, he can really hold you on.
So Ryan Flynn, who has also been on base twice at the plate now, he singled in the 1st, walked in the 3rd inning.
One thing that Ryan Flynn will do for you is he can bunt for a base hit. And last time he had the chance to move the runner over and push the bunt down the left field foul down the 3rd baseline. Both times that he tried to sacrifice Jacobowski over.
Lays off that curveball for ball 1. Shawn, you've been keeping the pitch counts.
Yeah, what I've seen is both pitchers right up around the 70 mark. Schwartz coming in this inning was 71, with 69. Both pitchers now in the 5th inning. Through 4 innings, 70 pitches.
Outside ball 2.
Not where I think Rich Horan or Rob Christ really wants their pitcher to be.
Well, even at this time of year, you get around that 110 total, and you're high for ball 3. As Josh Schwartz continues to have trouble with the top of the Audubon order. Jacobowski's been on 3 times. Flynn has been on twice. He's up 3-0. We'll probably look at 2 here. There's 1.
He's worked the count full, and both times that he's been up on base. And he comes into the game with 12 strikeouts, 11 walks. That's one thing that Flynn does. I mean, he's almost a second leadoff hitter because he's going to look at a lot of pitches, wait for the count to get in his favor, and try to look at a fastball and drive it somewheres.
Like that. But he fouls it out of play. Counts now full to Ryan Flynn.
It's going to be interesting to see what Josh Schwartz will do here on Flynn's first at bat. He threw him a 3-2 fastball that Flynn was able to punch in for a single and then walked his second time up.
Flynn, just a junior, hitting .350 now in the season and has shown a little bit of pop with 9 extra base hits, 5 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run.
Let's see if Schwartz goes that off-speed pitch here.
He hits that in the right field. That's going to be a tough play, and it drops in there now. They're going to go to second base, but getting in time is Jacobowski, and Ryan Flynn is on for the 3rd time today. And once again, the Green Wave are threatening here in the 5th.
And the job that Jacobowski and Flynn's been able to do just to get on base, that's on the second hit at the top of the order. But with the 2 walks and the 2 hit by pitches and the walk, they've been able to get on base now 6 times. Excuse me, with three singles now from the top of their order.
And Bouillon in right field made a pretty good throw to second base. Then he made that close.
Well, what he did there is he took the hop and barehanded, something that probably gave Rob Christ a heart attack over there.
Here's Jason Allen now. Takes that first pitch for a ball. Allen 0 for 1 with a walk. And he's this team's RBI leader with 22.
Chris going out there now. He wants to talk with the entire infield of what they want to do here. Talk to his pitcher and his infield and discuss what they want to do. Make sure you get the shore out, but if you're able to turn the 2, get the lead man. So he's just trying to settle his team down now.
Hey, Rob Christ is a very good announcer. He's actually done some games for Comcast. He had done some minor league baseball, and I'll be honest, Shawn, I hope he keeps doing well coaching. We don't need any more competition, do we?
No, I don't think so, especially with the voice that he has.
Got
he has
tremendous voice.
A great knowledge of not only baseball and softball, but he also very good at basketball. A guy who knows sports. And, yeah, I'd like to see him do well coaching.
He also works at, does some work for Comcast Sportsnet in the graphics department. Pretty versatile guy. But back to the game, Allen 1-0 in the count. Swings through that one, count even at 1-1. No outs, Jacobowski at second, Flynn at first. Audubon trailing 3-0 here in the top of the 5th inning.
One thing Schwartz has been able to do with Flynn is keep him off balance with the changeup and the curve. I think he should go use that more effectively. Nice job by hitting the corner.
Hit the corner, as you mentioned, with that outside fastball now, and Schwartz ahead of the count 1-2. So all of a sudden now, Allen has to be a little defensive up there as a hitter.
He's able to get him earlier with the off-speed pitch. Let's see if he comes back to that.
Schwartz has 8 strikeouts here today. Outside, ball 2.
One of the things I think Schwartz has done in this game is once he's gotten ahead of the hitters, he's trying to make that perfect pitch, and he's really fallen into a precarious situation of actually getting behind the hitters and put in the favor for a 3-2 count.
And he gets him for a cold 3rd strike. So 9th strikeout for Josh Schwartz. And the first one looking.
Yeah, nice pitch on that corner. And as we were talking about Jerry Lacknick, if he's going to give you that, you got to take the outside corner there. You can see with the Schwartz-meter out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe them backwards K's count for an extra on there.
I only had that as the first one looking. Maybe I'm off. Andrew No now can help himself here at the plate, and he swings late on that and fouls it.
Got to pay attention if you're the fans. That ball was sliced foul by Andrew No.
No is 0 for 1. Walked in the first inning and lined out to Smith at first base in the 3rd. Right down the middle for strike 2.
Nice pitch by Schwartz to keep it low. Nothing high against this guy. You don't want to get anything up against No. Anything in the middle of the plate where he can drive. As we said, 10 home runs last year. 2nd in South Jersey.
Schwartz delivers and gets him on a curveball that time in the dirt for strike 3. The Schwartz-meter will be active again. 10th K for Josh.
That's something I think he could use to his advantage to use that off-speed pitch. It seems to be working well today. Audubon able to hit the fastball a little bit. All 3 of their hits have been off a fastball.
So now it'll be Al Braun, who struck out twice. Doesn't get around on that fastball that time.
It almost seems like Josh Schwartz likes when the men are on base and he has a little bit of pressure behind him, because he seems to fire that ball in there a little bit harder, a little bit more velocity on his pitches.
Braun with 21 RBIs on the season. Again, he's late on that fastball, 0-2.
You know, we laugh at something like that, Mark. You never know, because, you know, maybe your delivery's a little bit different. You know, you're a little bit more comfortable not winding up.
Oh, there's no
working
question.
Out of the stretch, and that could be possibly something that he's really feeling well with, is working out of the stretch.
Plus, with runners on base, it might be able to pick up that adrenaline a little bit. Outside, 1-2.
Whatever it is, it seems to be working for him, because he's pitched out of 2 bases loaded jams, once in the first inning with 1 out. Then in the third with nobody out and the bases loaded. Now with the first 2 men on base, has a chance to get this.
Strike 3 gets him as he strikes out the side. What a performance by Josh Schwartz. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Middle of the 5th inning, as Schwartz is congratulated there. It's Gateway 3 and Audubon nothing. You know, we talked about Gateway in the Diamond Classic. Audubon does not have the easiest of openers, going up against the Shawnee Renegades. And I'll tell you, Shawn, they might see the great junior left-hander, Mike Wildarczyk, as the Schwartzometer keeping very, very busy here today.
Doing a nice job out there.
But anyway, that's going to be a tough game for Audubon tomorrow, and the winner of the Audubon Shawnee game faces the winner of the Woodstown Gloucester Catholic game, and a lot of people think that will be the Rams of Gloucester Catholic. And Shawn, I actually saw a rarity the other night. I saw them lose.
Oh, you were there at the Steiner game.
Up at the Steiner game, which was a tremendous game. First off, 3-2 game, a walk and then a bunt that ended up clearing the bases, a 2-run bunt to end the game. Steiner winning 3-2, but one of the great high school games that you'll see. And I don't think Gloucester Catholic's going to lose too many more.
Nah. Mr. Mazzola had called me up and said we lost on a Little League home run. That's, you know, at this time of the season, if you're Gloucester Catholic, maybe that wakes you up a little bit. Maybe you say, all right, well, a loss like that gets us focused. Of course, you never want to lose. And I don't think a coach ever likes to hear that. You know, they want their team to win every single game and have the intensity every single game. But sometimes that doesn't happen. Right before the Diamond Classic, you have a loss like that. Maybe that can wake you up and get you rolling into the playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what, it shows how tough it is to go undefeated. The last team to go undefeated in South Jersey was Pennsville in 1981, 25-0. That team coached by Ed Rieger. Lou Burge was the catcher on that team. As Matt Bush leads things off for the Gators, it'll be Bush, Luke Miller, and Justin Sims as Gateway up 3-0, looking for more. Low, ball 2. Bush, by the way, 1 for 2 with an RBI single.
Not really unexpected for No to go out of the strike zone as Bush swung at the first 2 pitches he saw.
Ground ball to Gilmore, makes the play to Schill for the first out.
And look at Gilmore. I mean, he made the couple of tough plays there in the 3rd inning. Gate was able to score 2 runs in that inning, but he's done a pretty nice job over there at second base. Making a couple of nice plays. We've seen him end the 3rd inning with a nice play off Bill Reed, diving to his left, able to come up and make the throw over to Nate Schill to get out of that inning.
Shawn, one more thing as Luke Miller now steps to the plate about that undefeated. When Pennsville was undefeated in 81 and Gloucester Catholic in 80, back then the Diamond Classic only took teams that did not make it past the first round of the state tournament. Now, my theory is it's much harder to go undefeated because now the Diamond's taking everybody. Back in those early days of the Diamond, if you were eliminated after the first round of the tournament, you could get into the diamond. So it was technically like the NIT versus the NCAA tournament. Miller through the middle, and that'll find itself as Luke Miller gets a base hit, and he has been on all 3 times with a walk, a triple, and now a base hit up the middle.
Yeah, really stroking the ball nice, taking what No's giving him. Able to hit the curveball for the RBI triple in the 3rd inning. Nice job by putting that ball back through the middle, getting on with 1 out,
And
trying to generate some more offense.
Miller with 11 stolen bases could be dangerous in this situation. As Sims now steps to the plate. Crushes it. Great play at third by Barnes. And Gilmore makes the right play by not going to first. But Ryan Barnes, what a stab at third base.
Yeah, nice play by Barnes. Took him off his feet. He gets up, makes the good throw.
Hey, we got 2
Nice job by Gilmore to hold the ball, not make the mistake of throwing over. Possibly throwing the ball away. But a really nice job by Barnes.
Hey, Drew.
And now Packer will come in. Mike Packer will come into the game for
Courtesy runner.
Justin
Catcher
Sims as
number
a
8.
courtesy runner at first base.
Rich Horan talking about Barnes really improved on his fielding this year. Mentally just really knocks everything down with his body, his hands, his face, he was saying.
Bill
There's-
Reed was jammed that time. Excuse me, Shawn, for the first strike. Reed 0 for 2.
0-1.
There you see Barnes, a really nice athletic play by the senior, who's going to be going to the Philadelphia The Sciences, once called Philadelphia Textile. Very smart kid.
Well, of course, Textile, or Philadelphia the College of the Sciences, is now College of the Sciences. Excuse me, is formerly Philadelphia Pharmacy. Philadelphia Textile is now Philadelphia University.
That's it.
Do you have all that?
I got it written
That is
down here and probably will make
confusing.
the mistake again in the near future.
Yeah, I have to think twice before thinking of those name changes. And of course, we went to a school. You went to Glassboro, didn't you?
I went to Glassboro State. I believe it was just turning over to Rowan. I had the opportunity to either get Glassboro State or Rowan on my gift
Oh, is that
on my
right?
certificate. And I want to congratulate my brother as he and all the fine youngsters who graduated from Rowan University today.
1 and 2.
We had a couple guys who worked for us for Comcast who graduated with a degree. I want to congratulate all those guys.
Hey, now they can't have any excuse for getting to work late, saying they had class. Right?
That's right. That's right. Now we'll just be able to put them to work and they won't be able to say much. They can't flash that diploma at us either.
Reed, ground ball to Jacobowski, gets the force through Gilmore for the 3rd out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 5, and the Gators still holding a 3-0 lead in this Colonial Conference matchup with Audubon. And welcome back. Top of the 6th inning. Marc Narducci along with Shawn Leary on Comcast Cablevision Channel 43. As there's been the man of the hour, Josh Schwartz, with 11 strikeouts so far. He's allowed just 3 hits. He leads 3-0 against Audubon. Starts Nate Schill off with a ball. Nate has struck out both of his times. You know, Gateway has a 9-game winning streak, and the only loss, one of the more shocking defeats of the year, to Kings Christian, but there was a little reason for that. The seniors were away in their senior trip, and Coach Chris decided to play the game anyway, and almost won, but Kings Christian winning it 9-8.
And lost 8 seniors in that game.
But I'll tell you what, as Schill takes a home run, cut that time, count 2-1. I actually don't think a loss like that is that bad, because can you imagine how tight the team would be at this point if it were 17-0? Of course, I don't think Rob Christ agrees with that.
No,
As he
probably
takes
wouldn't
that-
be, but you're exactly right, Mark. I mean, going undefeated, of course, everyone would love to be undefeated, but that puts a lot of pressure on your team.
The only team
That's why I think lost to Catholic. A loss like that might help them because that takes that pressure off. Now they can just go out there and try to win games.
And he gets him for a cold 3rd strike. 12th strikeout. Will be seeing the meter again.
He's just finding his locations. He's getting curve over. He's mixing the pitch as well. You know, one thing that we've seen here is Jerry Lacknick, the home plate umpire, has been giving them the outside and the inside corner, and Schwartz has really worked that for his advantage, as has Nell. It's turned into quite a pitching duel.
You're right. That's a good point. As Mike Kelly takes the first pitch for a ball, lost in all this is the fact that Andrew Nose pitched a pretty darn good game here. Kelly is 0 for 2. Wow, there's a nice fastball in the outside corner.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of them that really have heated up there. You wonder how hard they're actually coming in and how fast they're coming in. They're really popping the glove of Justin Sims.
High ball 2, 2-1 the count to Mike Kelly. Kelly with 15 RBIs on the season, also 5 doubles. So he's showing a little bit of pop from that number 7 spot. Late on the fastball, evens the count up at 2-2.
Mike Kelly, a big kid, around 6'3", has the nice size. Played soccer. Mike Kelly's a guy who, first-year player for Audubon. He lived in the town but played 2 years at Bishop Eustace. Very intelligent kid. Adds another arm to the pitching staff. He's great at work ethic and seems to be happy back at Audubon.
Well, I'll tell you, he swings and misses for strike 3.
5 straight strikeouts now for Josh Schwartz, who seems to be really on his game. You can see him, he's happy out there.
13 on the game, and they're getting behind a little on the Schwartz meter. They're having a little trouble keeping pace here. By the way, you mentioned Kelly was at Eustace. That's a tough outfield to crack that lineup with Tom Cuneo, Brett Stambolian, and Mike Mooney. That's one of the best outfields in South Jersey. As our first look here at Tyler Inkster, who came in when Steve Ireland was tossed from the game. Inkster, just a sophomore, 1 for 12 on the season. All speed pitch high, 1-1 the count to Tyler Inkster. So another double-figure strikeout game for Josh Schwartz. He had 14 earlier the year against Haddon Township. He also had 10 in the second time against Township. That's outside for ball 2. That's pretty amazing. Haddon Township can really hit the ball with guys like Brett Young, John Tredenick, Larry Gasparone, and to strike them out 24 times in 2 games. Inkster couldn't catch up to that fastball. The count even at 2-2.
2-2.
Third baseman Sam Dunn made a huge play in that game. Talking about one of the better athletes on the team with the bases loaded. One hopper, threw it to the catcher to first. Get out of a huge inning. And of course, Josh Schwartz and Gateway went on to win that game, Mark.
Outside, counts full. Yeah, that was a 6-4 win. It was a little more difficult than the first time when they played, and Gateway won by a 9-0 score, although 7 of those runs were unearned. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. 4th hit of the game for Audubon, and Tyler Inkster gets his 2nd hit of the season.
Nice job by Inkster coming in, facing Schwartz. You know, you come into the game, so many times you see that, Mark. I know as a writer, you see the guy who comes in for the injured player, and ends up being the story after the game because, you know, he's the guy who comes up with a big hit or the big play or the big basket, the big catch on the football field, whatever, the big goal on the field hockey field. What I'm getting at is there's guys that come in like Inkster really doesn't have the time to think about what he's doing. He's just going out there using his instincts.
And Brandon Boyd will be the courtesy runner for the catcher. There's Boyd, number 9 at first base.
Brandon Boyd has some decent speed on the base pads, and they're going to see if they could try to make something happen here, Mark, with this in the 6th inning. Ryan Gilmer coming to the plate. Only have 4 more outs to try and get 3 runs back to tie this game. Nice job by Inkster to come into this game. Not doing too bad behind the plate. Calling a decent game for No. It doesn't seem like No's been off stride at all. And it comes and get a base hit, trying to get something something to happen for the Green Wave here with 2 out. Ryan Gilmore coming to the plate.
2 down now, fellas, 2. All right, 2.
Actually, now they make that John Bellis is going to come to the plate. Number 11 is a sophomore. Going to pinch hit for Ryan Gilmore.
So Bellis at the plate takes the first pitch for ball 1. Bellis has only had 1 at bat this year. This is not the easiest situation to come in. You're facing Schwartz with 1 at bat under your belt. But he works him for ball 2. 2-0 the count to John Bellis.
But you know what? You have guys like Tyler Inkster and John Bellis. You have nothing to lose here. You're down 3 runs, and it doesn't seem to be working for him as Schwartz has really mowed down the Audubon lineup. So you bring up a good couple of fresh faces. Maybe they can get something going.
Well, I think what Rich Horan is I don't know what the take signal is that Audubon has, but I bet you it's on here at 2-0.
I don't think I'd want to bet you on that one, Mark.
Ball 3. I'll tell you one thing, Bellis is a sophomore. When he's a junior, he probably won't be facing pitchers like this. Right down the middle, strike 1.
Yeah, Josh Schwartz has really had a nice game, Mark. We've said this all game long, mixing in his pitches, finding the location. And how important is that in high school baseball?
Grounder, but right to Schwartz. Schwartz will make the play over to Smith for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. It's still Gateway 3, Audubon nothing. And bottom of the 6th inning, Gateway with a 3-0 lead over Audubon, and it's been an outstanding pitching duel between 2 of the top pitchers in the Colonial. That gentleman right there, Andrew No, has pitched a fine game, has allowed just 6 hits. Struck out 3 and walked 3. No starts off with a ball. This will be Carney now. Will be batting for Hood.
It's Jim Carney. Good pinch hitter.
Oh, ball 2. Excuse me, Shawn.
That's okay. He preserved that no-hitter for Schwartz this year, but with a game-saving or no-hitting diving catch against Haddonfield in right field. He had a great diving catch to save that no-hitter for Josh Schwartz this year against Haddonfield.
Carney has 4 hits on the year, but 5 runs scored. Batting 200. He's gotten 20 at bats. He takes all the way at 3-0.
31.
Carney coming in. I think Rob Christ would like to get another run here.
And he takes it for a walk. So Carney is a leadoff base runner here for the Gators in the bottom of the 6th inning. And with your number 9 guy up, I mean, you would have to think that we're going to be looking at a bunt situation here, Shawn.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Trying to get something going. Top of the order has done an excellent job. Jacobowski and Ryan Flynn reached base all 6 times. The combined, the 2 of them have been up.
Barnes is not playing up at third base. We'll see if that changes. Dunn not showing bunt. He takes that pitch for ball 1.
Excuse me, that was Josh Woods and Bouillon.
In fact, you know, I don't think Dunn's swinging at a pitch here. They saw that No wasn't near the plate with Carney. I think he's going to wait till he throws a strike. Let's see.
That might have hit him. Well, Dunn just getting out of the way of that.
Again, we don't know the take sign for Gateway, but I think it's on here. 2-0 to count to Sam Dunn. Dunn has been on base twice. He's 1 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and 2 stolen bases as he's looking all the way at that at 2-1.
And as we were saying, Mark, I think they'd really like to get another run here. They're bringing in a pinch runner actually right now. We'll check on that runner. But as I was saying, they'd really like to get an extra run. Audubon coming into this game scoring 9 runs a game, so they can get runs in bunches. And as I was saying, Jacobowski, Ryan Flynn, their 2 top hitters coming up in the top of the 7th inning, have reached base all 6 times.
2 balls, 1 strike.
So Rob Christ trying to make something happen here.
Here we go, Joe.
Get a good runner on first. Sam Dunn at the plate. We'll see if he gets a good pitch to hit here. He's looking to bunt.
And he does bunt it away that time. 2-2 the count to Sam Dunn. That's Anthony Brassberger, your pinch runner at first base.
Anthony Brassberger will look to try and get a good jump off of the big 6 foot, 5.5, 4.5. I haven't really figured it out yet.
He's big. Let's just say that.
The very big Andrew No.
Swings to right field. This is going to be it. No, it isn't going to be a tough play. Makes the catch. Kelly does and almost gets the double play, but Brassberger gets back in time. At first, it looked like a tough play, but Kelly had a read on it right away.
But how about Brassberger getting back? He was caught halfway between first and second, and Brassberger apparently can run, has a little bit of speed behind him because he was able to scamper back to first base.
Now Josh Schwartz at the plate, and Schwartz is 0 for 3. Takes that pitch for a ball.
That's one thing that Andrew No has been able to do, is work well against Josh Schwartz, who's probably Gateway's best hitter right now.
Well, he's No goes to first. Brassberger back in time. Well, the thing about Schwartz is he scored 24 runs, so he's doing what the leadoff guy you want out of him, but he also has given him 15 RBIs.
Chris has really been satisfied with the way Schwartz has hit the ball with a little bit of power.
Outside, 2-0 the count to Josh Schwartz.
20-2-0.
In fact, Mark, looking at his stats, 7 doubles on the year. That might lead the Colonial Conference.
Pop
2
up.
runs.
No.
That's a mile high.
Now Schill, now No again. No says no, Schill. And it's Andrew making the catch.
Nice job by Andrew No to give up the leadoff walk, but now works 2 outs. Sees himself out of this inning. And Mark, as I was saying, with 9 runs coming into this game, Audubon scored 9 runs per game. So it's a team that has the offense. Guys who have some pop in the bat, and they have the top of their order coming up in the 7th.
Could be dangerous, but one thing, that 9-run average did not come against a lot of pitchers like Josh Schwartz.
No, and not the way Josh Schwartz is pitching today.
1 strike.
Brian Bouillon, who fouled that off, has been on base all 3 times. He walked, reached base on an error, and had an RBI single. And for Bouillon, that was RBI number 7 on the season. Brassberger going. It's a good pitch to steal on. Inkster had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and he's in there.
Brassberger has the speed. Got a great jump. Inkster, not a bad throw, wasn't able to pull that out of his glove. Brassberger puts himself in scoring position for Brian Bouillon. And Brian Bouillon's a guy who really worked hard in the offseason, dedicated himself in the weight room, and it's really paid dividends for the number 2 hitter on this Gateway lineup. As you were talking about, reach base all 3 times. Good things happen to guys who work hard.
High for a ball.
Brian Bouillon leads the team with 13 walks. Has the good eye.
Fouls that one out of play, and
1 ball, 2 strikes.
No ahead of the count, 1-2.
Mark, and besides that 3rd inning where got in a little bit of trouble, gave up the single and the double after 2 errors. He's pitched a very fine ball game.
Ground ball to Jacobowski. Jacobowski has to make the long throw, and he does for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, there were no errors, and 1 left on base. And here we are in the top of the 7th. Gateway still leading Audubon 3-0, Shawn, and it's been an outstanding pitcher's duel.
It really has. No's done an outstanding job of keeping his team in the ball game. And Schwartz, what can you say about him? The first and the 3rd inning. If you're just joining us, the 1st inning, bases were loaded by Audubon with only 1 out. Schwartz struck out the final 2 batters to retire that side. And then 3rd inning, same thing. Bases loaded on a hit batter by Jacobowski. Walked Ryan Flynn and Jason Allen. Walked the bases loaded and then was able to pitch out of that with a couple of strikeouts. So he's been able to do the job with men on base, coming in pressure situations, hitting the corners. He's done an outstanding job today. And we expected a pitcher's duel, and that's what we've got.
Well, you know what, Shawn? An interesting thing, as you alluded to before in this game, Audubon has had some chances. The Green Wave have left 9 runners on base.
Yeah, and when you look at the top of their order, Brian Jacobowski and Ryan Flynn, you can't say that there's not 6 times they've been able to reach base, really setting the table in the 1st, 3rd, and in the 5th innings. And then it's really Jason Allen, Andrew No, and Al Braun, Nate Schill have combined for 1, 2. You're looking at 8, 9 Ks for the middle of their order. Only 2 walks for the 3, 4, 5, and 6 hitters.
Great crowd here and a great day for baseball. You know what's interesting is the fact that with all the rain that we've had, Gateway has made all his games. Gateway doesn't have any makeup games to play.
That really is unbelievable because we had a week there where it was steadily raining.
Well, as Shawn has alluded to, that dangerous top of the order for Audubon will be on display here this inning. It'll be Jacobowski, Flynn, and Jason Allen as the Green Wave tries for its last chance to get at Josh Schwartz. That's high. Jacobowski is hit by a pitch twice, an infield base hit as well. Now hitting .324. Takes that pitch for a strike. How are we doing on the pitch count, Shawn?
Mark, we have 113 pitches as of right now for Josh Schwartz.
He gets him on a fastball for strike 2.
And as good as Schwartz has pitched, you know, in the 1st inning, he threw 18 balls. In the 3rd inning, 30 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been able to strike batters out. But of course, when you're striking batters out, that means you're at least seeing 3 pitches. And he's worked himself into 3-2 counts and been able to work out of that and strike out.
That was high and outside, so it's 2-2 to count now to Jacobowski. Jacobowski has scored 20 runs this season. High for ball 3 and another full count.
Audubon not going to give up.
Fouls it out of play, hit a pretty tough pitch to stay alive.
Pretty tough pitch, but a nice swing there by Jacobowski.
Now, you're right, Audubon, one of the great baseball communities in South Jersey. Of course, had those 3 straight state titles when Vaughn Schill and Danny Severino were seniors. What a run they had there.
94, 95, 96, 98 is what Marc's alluding to. But they've had some good players in this program.
And he gets him for a called 3rd strike for his 14th strikeout of the game.
What a pitch. I mean, you know, when you're up there, especially at the top of the 7th inning, Lacknick has been given that. The home plate umpire has been given that pitch. You have to protect the plate. You have to take that outside pitch and try to at least foul it off.
Schwartz's career high is 15 strikeouts.
He's going to have a tough one here, and Ryan Flynn has reached base, as we said, 3 straight times. Single walk and a single mark. He's been able to work the count full all 3 times he's been up at the plate.
Low for ball one. So Josh Schwartz, who was 7-1 last season, is looking to eclipse that total today as he's 7-0 right now, and that's high for ball two. Schwartz now has 87 Ks on the season. On the inside corner for strike one, 2-1 to count to Ryan Flynn.
You should just put Flynn at 3-2 because I don't think he's going to swing until it gets to that point.
Oh, swung at that one and it counts even now, 2-all. Sims, as we mentioned, doing a great job behind the plate.
Sure is.
You know, you're a sophomore and you're handling one of the best pitchers in South Jersey. It's not an easy task.
He's the first sophomore captain under Rob Christ.
He's a fiery leader, you can see. Hits a breaking pitch that time. Smith is going to make the play himself at first base for the second out.
Ryan Flynn, the only thing he did was try to fight that one off. Tried to go to the opposite field with it. We already said that Ryan Flynn likes to go to the opposite field. Nothing he was able to do with that. 1 out away now. Gateway 1 out away with a 3-0 lead. Top of the 7th. Josh Schwartz facing Jason Allen.
And Allen is 0 for 2 with a walk, 2 strikeouts. And he hits it to the opposite field. That's going to fall in there for a base hit. Allen rounding first, thought about going to second, but will stay at first base. And once again, the Green Wave just don't die easily.
They're not going to die easily. Jason Allen almost tripped over first base while he was rounding it there. Now bent over, hopefully he didn't pull anything or re-aggravate any injury. Now with Andrew No, let's see if they can get that middle of the order going.
Well, it's been key today. No walked his first time up, but lined out to Smith at first and struck out. He's 0 for 2. He has 4 home runs, so you know he could. And he took a home run cut that time on a curveball.
He took the home run cut on the curve, Mark. What Schwartz has been able to do with No the entire game is keep the ball low. Said No has some height to him. He's about 6'4". Trying to keep the ball low on him. It's worked very effectively.
There's called strike 2. 0-2 the count. So 2 down here in the 7th. Gateway up 3-0. And Andrew No down in the count.
Let's see if he tries to throw that curve down in the dirt.
And he strikes him out to tie his career high. 15th strikeout for Josh Schwartz. And that'll end it. The Gateway Gators improved to 17-1 on the season, 14-0 in the Colonial Conference, and Josh Schwartz pitches a gem, a 5-hitter with 15 strikeouts. We'll be back to recap things right after this. There's the Schwartz-o-meter for you.
And we're back here with Colonial Conference Baseball, where Gateway just defeated Audubon 3-0. I'm here with winning pitcher Josh Schwartz, who equaled his career high in strikeouts with 15, an excellent performance for Josh. Josh, you were able to keep the hitters off balance. What was working for you today? It seemed like you were able to get ahead of the hitters, fell behind on a few hitters, and worked into some trouble in the first and third innings.
The first inning, I got into a jam. I hit the first guy and walked the second guy. A little bit of nerves, maybe I just wasn't feeling a rhythm. Then I just slowed myself down and figured I got to get out of this jam. And once that happened, I felt very comfortable. I felt in a very good rhythm. I got into another jam, but I just felt the same way, like I should get out of it. I didn't even feel like I should give up a run. I knew our team was going to get runs, so I just figured, just try to put the ball in play, try to work the outside part of the plate, stay away from their power, and let everybody do everything else.
One of the things that you seemed to be more comfortable when you had the runners on base. Did you feel like with the stretch or with the windup that there was a difference in the way you were pitching?
Actually, I liked first, second, and third better than first and second because I could go out of the windup. I didn't feel as comfortable in my stretch today because I think I was rushing my front side out of my stretch. And in the windup, I felt I could stay back, and just get a nice rhythm to throw.
You were able to do a really good job against the 4th, 5th, 6th hitters. You kept them off balance. They're their big hitters. What did you do differently with them that you did with the top of the order?
I think it was just that I got ahead of them. Then I can work how I want to work instead of pitch to the hitters' pitches.
Josh, you won your 8th game. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
And here we have the winning coach, Rob Christ, who was no stranger to the microphone. Rob, excellent win for you today. Big win in the Colonial Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no question that, after we started out strong, it really means nothing unless we come here and we make a statement in terms of going out and playing well. Even if we don't win this game, we had to go out and at least play well. And we played well. The kids were prepared for the game. Give them all the credit in the world because they did the things that had to be done, and, God bless them.
Yeah, Josh Schwartz worked out of some tough jams in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th innings. But on the opposite side, Andrew Noah had a pretty decent game.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, I like that kid. He's got great size. He throws the ball hard. All those kids are gamers. They come into every game seemingly well prepared. So we knew we had a game on our hands, and we knew that we had to play well. And fortunately, we did. And fortunately, we were able to throw Josh today.
You were able to beat this team. This is the first time you'll face them. You'll face them again. Mm-hmm. How is it important to get a team with confidence? If you're going to be playing a tough team like Audubon again, mm-hmm. How important is it to get that first win?
Well, I think it was very important because, first of all, as you mentioned, from getting a mental edge, that's critical. The other element too is, at this point now we control our own destiny because Haddon Township and Audubon each have 2 conference losses. So if we can win the 3 games next week that we have in the conference, then, we win the conference without even having to play Audubon again. And, I tell you what, that would be nice.
Your team's really rolling. The only loss that you have is against Kings Christian when the seniors were on their trip. What's been the difference this year? I mean, you went to a state final last year, but you lost some key components of that team. Mm-hmm. What do you think's been the difference in this year, even though you lost all those great players?
It's kind of funny because it's hard to put my finger on it. Last year's team seemingly had a lot more depth, but I tell you, we've been really playing well. We've played much more consistent, and I guess that's really it. I mean, the kids are far more consistent this year. They go out there and they do the things that they need to do, and I tell you what, a lot of it can be attributable to Josh Schwartz, who has done a tremendous job in terms of just going out there. Even when he's not pitching, he absolutely takes the team on his back and leads them. And, a lot of the seniors, it's hard to just say because of Josh, because a lot of kids, Matt Bush has also been critical too. I didn't really know who my number 2, who my number 3 pitcher was going to be. Matt Bush is pitching for the first year, and he's just done a tremendous job. Sam Dunn pitching in the number 3 hole. So our pitching has been great, and you could see that today. Josh Schwartz is certainly one of the better pitchers you're going to see.
Well, congratulations to you. Big Colonial Conference win. Also your 15th win of the year. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mark, what a game. And we talked about it early. We said, this is 2 powerhouses in the Colonial Conference, and either team didn't really let us down.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Shawn. The thing is, I think Andrew Noah pitched a great game, and Josh Schwartz had to pitch a Schwartz-type game to keep Gateway in it. I think Audubon put a lot of pressure, and, they had the 10 runners left on base, and I think to Schwartz's credit, he pitched out of a lot of jams. That's a sign of a great pitcher. They did what they had to offensively. Luke Miller with a nice game for them, and as you had mentioned in the broadcast, different guys stepping up at different times for this team have really come through.
Yeah, one of the things that Audubon wasn't able to do was come up with the timely hits. They really had Josh Schwartz on the ropes in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th innings, but they weren't able to get that knockout punch, the big blow with the bases loaded. A credit to Josh Schwartz and what he was able to do today, tied a career high with 15 strikeouts. This team's for real, Gateway.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and I think Gateway, Audubon, Woodstown, I think it's going to be a heck of a Group 2 tournament. I'm probably missing a team along the way. I know Cinnaminton's been playing well lately, but I think it's going to be a tremendous, tremendous tournament. And I think what's going to help Gateway is if they can clinch the Colonial as early as possible, so then they can concentrate on the state tournament. I know Coach Chris is not thinking that way. He's only thinking tomorrow, Diamond Classic, and nothing else ahead. I had mentioned him, you're up by 2 with 4 to go. He says, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I only care about the next game, and that's why this team's been successful. They've really been focused.
Yeah, they're taking it 1 game at a time, Mark. Tomorrow they have the big Diamond Classic game, but they get the edge up, the mark up on the Colonial Conference title. So for Marc Narducci, I am Shawn Leary. We had a great Colonial Conference game. Thanks for joining us here on Comcast Cable, Channel 43.